Welcome to this week's video. I am now officially adding plumber to LinkedIn. Well, I won't get too far ahead of myself. I want to do some upgrades in my downstairs bathroom. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe. If you like what you see, welcome. And for my OGs, you will know that last year I had an ensuite renovation, complete bathroom renovation, nice and spendy. But your girl doesn't have the budget to do the same down here, but I still want to do some jobs to spruce it, you know? Today, I treated myself to a bougie tap. It's a beautiful tap, and I'll link to it in the thing. And I decided to have a shot at fitting it myself. You're probably like, that's no big deal, but it is for me because I love doing like DIY and stuff, but I never touched plumbing until today. And I never touch electrical, which you're not supposed to do, and I don't plan on touching electrical. But I was like, do you know what? Swapping out a tap, it's something I've always wanted to be able to do. I found a video on YouTube, so I did it. I'm gonna get straight into the video and then I'll chat afterwards about some of my bathroom plans for down here. This video was not a how to fit a bath tap video, it's how I fitted the bath tap. So it's kind of vlog style. If you are looking to fit a tap, I'm gonna put a link in the description to the video that I followed, which was super easy to follow, informative, and that's the video I watched that gave me the inspo. So head on over to that chap's channel and have a watch of that if you do want to just get the info to change a tap. Anyway, let's get into the video. So today, I'm gonna have a shot at changing this very scaldy, let's get in the bathtub, way, this tap that is, it's been here since I moved in, so it could be the original, I am not sure, but it is actually not working. So it is working, but the shower part doesn't seem to be working. I could probably take it apart and investigate, but I got myself a sexy new tap that is more my style. This one, as you can see, there's just some limescale damage. It's just an old tap. It actually isn't too bad, so I'm gonna pop it up for free on one of the buy and sell sites afterwards because like it's grand. But these taps here, I'm after getting a bath tap, which I'll show you, that's more in the style of these. So last year when I was getting my ensuite bathroom done, I recycled the taps. Well, I didn't. My plumber, or my bathroom fitter I should say, because he's more than a plumber, he was like a god. He took the taps that I had upstairs and changed them for me down here, and he did it in like 10 minutes and made it look super easy. So I'm after getting a bath tap that is the same style, that kind of traditional style for here. So I'm going to show you the tap that I got. So here are my instructions. Well, I wouldn't even say they're instructions. It's just a list of what's in the box. I have watched one YouTube video. Oh Lord. I've watched one YouTube video of a chap changing a bath tap. He made it look easy. I now feel inspired to try this. If it doesn't work, not to worry. I do not know as I'm filming this if I'll be able to do this. So in here, oh, there's a little smiley face. Is that a smiley face? It's a smiley face to me. So in the box I have, oh, it's lovely and heavy. I have the tap. I have two of these like sides, yes. I have the shower handle, isn't that lovely? And the hose that holds the shower handle. Don't know what this thing is. Oh, that's everything, isn't it? Yeah, and one of these for the other side. The first thing I need to do is take my bath panel off. Let's go have a look. To access my pipework, which is going to be here, I need to just take out this cabinet, which it's not fixed, so that can just come out. and I need to just take off my bath panel. If you are an OG follower, you will remember I changed my bath panel a couple of years ago. It was like a broken plastic one, and I got this one. It wasn't that expensive. Now, the one thing I do remember is from changing the bath panel, I know I bait it back on. So it's going to be a bit snug in this corner. So I'm going to take off the bath panel, and what I'll do is, I'm much better with my saw now than I was a couple of years ago. And what I'll do is I'll just cut any where it's tight over here so that my bath panel will fit flush. So that's how I'm going to access my pipes. I'm going to take off the bath panel. There's probably going to be spiders underneath. We're going to deal with what we can. We're going to deal with what we come across as we come across it. This blondie has already inspected what's underneath. So, oh, there's cobwebs. I have a small little space, but it's all right. I'm a small little person. Oh, right. I also sound ancient with my, oh, look at the dust. I'm gonna have to come in. So first of all, the good news is I have the valves. So these, oh, sorry, my camera, the lighting isn't great in here. So if you see that valve there, sorry, I had to manually focus my camera because it wouldn't do it for me. If you twist that screw, it shuts off the water. Oh, I'm so sorry about my phone as well. I'm in an awkward position, my leg is gone dead. So I can take these out and take the top off. There is nuts underneath here. These nuts need to unscrew and come off. I am not going to tell you how to change the tap. However, I have an amazing video that I will share and he explains it perfectly. So I'm going to follow that video and see if I can change this. But the first thing I'm going to do is, oh, I'm going to hoover. What's under here? Oh my god. It's like a horror movie. Okay, absolute carnage. Just to get the isolation valve closed. Thank God my neighbour was coming home just as I was going out looking for my water. I can't find my mains water supply. My neighbour helped me look and we found the water meters. Anyway, he was like, could you get at it with I needed a right angle to get in at the isolation valves. I also had to spray them with WD-40, hence why the WD-40 is out. But I have successfully, so you turn your isolation valve diagonal. So when it's straight, the water is flowing. When it's diagonal or horizontal, horizontal, not diagonal. When it's horizontal, the water is shut off. And I've also just tested the taps and there was a tiny drip, so I just tightened it a bit more, so my water is off. I hope to God, I think the reason why it was so stiff was because I'm in this house 9 years. Am I? Yeah, 9 years. This tap could be here. This house was built in 2000, so it might be here since they built. It probably is. So that's a good 20 years of stiff nuts. I'm now going to try and unscrew the bits and pray that the nuts are not as tight, because it'll be me and me WD-40 all day. Okay, I've an issue with one nut. I'm after getting this water off, so I've managed to get this off and the nut was fine, it wasn't too tight. This chap just here is after getting a bit of WD-40. Apologies if my camera won't zoom. The black part here, that's okay. It's just this one is really tight. I've given it the spanner. It's very tight. I've given it a bit of WD-40. I'll give it a little tappy tappy. Also, don't worry, see when you take this bit of flex out, a bit of water will come out, but it's just a bit of water that was in that pipe, so don't worry if that happens. You do get a bit, oh no, the water, but it's okay. So I'm gonna crack on with trying to get this nut off, but already I can see this side of the tap is loose and it all should come out. So just like the video that I'm going to link to you, he said, so I tightened this first. This is just kind of resting loosely on it. So I got this one, I left this one loose so I could maneuver to make sure that it would fit in. So just a little tip. So I tightened this one because it's the hardest to reach, and then I left this one loose, and I'm going to tighten this now while this is resting, and then I'll put this on proper with the washers and some thread tape as well. Can you tell I'm out of breath? Okay, update. I needed to fly to the shop to get a spanner, but that had a shorter handle, and this has worked. So I'm at this 3 hours, I'm not gonna lie, and I've had one DIY shop trip. Underneath, I connected all of the stuff. When I turned the water on, I had a few drips, and I was like, no, no, no. So I applied some of that plumber's tape around the thread, and I tightened it with the spanner, and that has worked. So the spanner that I had, I couldn't get at it to get enough of a pull. I've tested the water, and a little tip, I had to tighten with the spanner just some of the threads here, this thread here, as when I'm just going to use the cold water. So that's the shower head. When I first put it on, I had some water coming out of here, some water drips coming out of here, but literally I gently, it does say in the instructions not to, sorry, I'm gonna turn that water off. It does say in the instructions not to over tighten, so I just gently did it until there was no like water coming out, because there's washers in all of the components. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a cup of tea, but I'm going to cut the panel so that it fits better, and I'm going to leave this side panel open for a while just so I can check and make sure there's no final drips. As of now, there is no drips. I've let the water just run for a minute to clear out any like debris that might have been in the tap. So at least I know how to shut off the water, but ideally no drips, because the last thing I want to do is put on the bath panel and I have a leak and it starts rotting, and no. I'm going to make sure that there's no drips. I'm confident there is none, but I'm just going to wait an hour or two and check it again, and then I'll be happy. My plan for the downstairs bathroom, first of all, I would love to swap out, you know, the bathtub, possibly the sink, but that's why I bought something, so the tap, that bath tap, that can just go on a new bath. And the same with these taps here, because they were used up in the ensuite and now they're here. So if you are doing mini upgrades in the short term time, buy things that you'll use then if you are gonna do, you know, like a bathroom renovation. So the tap would just be put on like a new bath. Those fittings is what I will use. So that's why I didn't mind spending on the tap, because I know when I swap out the tub, the reason for wanting to swap out the tub is there's actually some damage on the base. It looks like someone dropped cigarettes in it and there's melted things, but I'm like, you can't smoke in the bath, because wouldn't the water do that? I don't know, but it's always been there. I didn't do it. I'm very fussy when it comes to a bath. I like a nice tub. I don't like mouldy growth, and I don't like lime scaly taps. Do you give me the ick? They do. Now you can treat, you know, lime scale and stuff, but I just wanted to swap that out. Also, another thing you can do in your bathroom, I have a video, I think I've done it twice. As you can see, my sealant around it is fine at the moment, but one thing I love to do is reseal the tub. So if you have mouldy grout or sealer, excuse me, you can take it off and reseal it, and it's quite satisfying to do. A bit messy, but very satisfying. I get better each time I do sealant. It's like, yes. If you have just moved in somewhere, or you have a bathroom and you don't have the budget because bathrooms are expensive, swapping out taps, resealing the tub, possibly changing the tiles. Now, what I want to do next is, I don't know if you can see, but right there, can you see? I have a really old electric shower. Again, it's been here the past decade, probably here original. And I want to get a new electric shower. The tap that's there and my bathroom upstairs, they run off the mains. So there's a pump and I have a tank and it runs off that. However, I do like having the option of an electric shower in the house. It's handy in summer. I now have a timer on my immersion. So what would happen was I would put my immersion on, forget about it. Us Irish people, it's an ongoing thing. Don't leave the immersion on. And I now have a timer on it, so that eases my immersion anxiety. But I do like having the option of an electric, because if you have, my tank isn't big, and you would use the tank in the shower upstairs, and if you have guests and they also want to have a shower, it's handy to have the option of the electric. So my next thing I want to do is upgrade the electric shower, and also the handle on the toilet, but I'll do that myself. The handle on the toilet is scaldy and I want to change that, but that's something I think I could do. It's now in my skill set. And I would also love to, I don't know why I closed the door. I would love to change the tiles in here. I'm dragging me heels because I've done some small tiling projects. I think that's quite a big one to try and tackle yourself. But what I would love is if I could change my tub. As you saw in the video, underneath is like just concrete, and depending on the bath I got, I would like it to be a bit more like open. It's not, as you can see, it's not a big bathroom, but if I do that, the floor would have to be tiled, but it's a small space. So I could just get that done. So I could get a pro maybe to tile the floor, and then with the new tub I would love to change the tiles here. So if I was maybe to keep my eye on tiles and get them maybe when they're on offer, I could do something like that. So for example, you've got two options kind of when it comes to bathroom depending on your budget. Last year I did like a reno. I paid someone, they came in, it was 5 days. I had a brand new bathroom. Now the ensuite upstairs, it was reconfigured. It was like a proper bathroom installation. And then obviously you can do it, you know, more on a budget and do it step by step. So little things like, you know, swapping out taps, maybe changing your pedestal. That can obviously be done in like longer space of time. Yeah, instead of ripping, you know, the whole thing apart. But I'm going to link to a bathroom inspiration video. So if you're like, where do I even start about creating a mood board, things like that, looking after your budget, I will put that in the description. I'll also put my blog post if you are doing big renos. You can check out that video, and I also have a blog post as well, like things to expect, especially in slightly older houses. I mean, your poop pipe might be not so fresh. That's what happened to me. So things to bear in mind when you come across. And yeah, any bathroom related videos, I'll put them in the description. I hope you get inspiration. And also, it goes without saying, stick to your skill set when it comes to DIY. If you think you can do something, great. Make sure you have the tools and you're not running to your neighbour to borrow their socket wrench. But definitely, DIY can save you money, but it's not going to save you money if you have like exploding pipes and stuff. So always stick to your skill set and you'll build that over time. So hope you got some inspiration for this video. I'll keep you posted when I decide what I'm gonna do. I might even have a little look and measure the space and see what kind of tub I can even get for that area. You guys know I would love the traditional kind of roll top, but I definitely don't have the space. But I wonder, can you get petite versions of them? I don't know. But either way, I made sure that the tap that I bought can be put on side tubs or this end. I made sure that it's like universal. I think they are anyway. I'll keep you posted. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and cheeky thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.